rain.
Stand by now. Luan Bramwell Shakes is coming up next with the news.
Good evening and welcome to our platforms, nrpmediaja.com, also Facebook and YouTube at NRP Media JA. It's Wednesday, December 13, 2023. I am Lou Ann Bramwell Shakes with the NRP Evening News Roundup. Here are the headlines. Changes to several Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC operated routes in the new year. Tourism Minister hails agri-linkages exchange for generating more than $1 billion in sales for small farmers so far this year. House of Representatives approves a 180-day extension of the zones of special operations now in operation. 47-year-old taxi operator charged with the deaths of 5 people in Westmoreland last month granted $7 million bail. And in sport, former 800-meter European champion Lindsay Sharp has retired from athletics. The news today is brought to you courtesy of NRP Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
Celebrating 3 years since our inception, the NRP brand of radio and other social media platforms on NRP Media JA is your newest online platform accessible for the promotion of your church and community activities along with news and sports related information. It's the platform you have been longing for. So call us today at 876-336-9928 or email us at nationalreligiousmediaja@gmail.com.
NRP Media and Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
And now the news. Commuters can expect changes to several Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC operated routes in the new year. Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport Minister Daryl Vaz told JIS News that the changes are intended to meet the anticipated increase in demand for service resulting from the temporary reduction in bus fares beginning January 2024. Mr. Vaz says it is estimated that there will be a big influx of additional passengers, and as a result, efforts will be made to ensure the buses can ply the routes in a much more timely manner. He added that the JUTC will conduct a public education in relation to some specific routes and some designated lanes for public passenger transport. Leon Nash has more.
And Mr. Vaz reiterated an earlier announcement by Finance Minister Nigel Clark, which granted a reduction in the regular JUTC fare effective January 1 next year. For adults, the fare will move from $100 to $70, a decrease in the fare for children from $30 to $25, and for pensioners from $40 to $30. In addition, come April 1, 2024, there will be a further reduction in the regular fare from $70 to $50. Fares for children will be further reduced from $25 to $20, and pensioners' rates from $30 to $25. The reductions form part of measures to curtail the impact of the increase in public passenger vehicle fares on the overall inflation rate. On October 10, 2023, the government announced a 19% increase in PPV fares, excluding JUTC and the Montego Bay Metro. This took effect on October 15, 2023. A further 16% increase for PPV fares is slated to take effect on April 1, 2024. At the time of the announcement, Dr. Clark said that the reduction in bus fares was a temporary measure designed to support the Bank of Jamaica's efforts to return and keep inflation within the targeted range of 4% to 6%. This intervention is consistent with the government's strategy of targeted and temporary interventions. Leon Nash reporting for NRP News.
Thank you, Leon. The Agri-Linkages Exchange, ALEX, platform has generated more than $1 billion in sales for small farmers so far in 2023. This was disclosed by Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett during a statement in the House of Representatives yesterday, December 12th.
And on that platform, Madam Speaker, ordinary farmers with 3 acres, 1 acre, 2 acre, up to 5 acre, nobody bigger than 5 acre is on this platform, and they connect directly to the hotels, and the hotels can purchase from them on the platform and it's delivered to them, and they are paid appropriately. And I'm proud to tell you that for the year so far, over 1 billion Jamaican dollars have been traded on that platform between small farmers, 3 to 5 acres, and hotels across Jamaica.
The ALEX platform is a collaborative initiative between the Tourism Enhancement Fund and the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, which has revolutionized the interaction between hoteliers and farmers. Meanwhile, the tourism minister announced that the tourism loan disbursements through the National Export-Import Bank, that's EXIM, have so far surpassed $1 billion for 2023.
Madam Speaker, we have a program with the Exim Bank, and we have put $1 billion there for the purpose of lending to small and medium enterprises. Little people who have a little 5-room here, or in Airbnb, or doing a little manufacturing of ordinary curio and other items that the visitors may need. And what we have done in conjunction with Exim Bank is to provide for a maximum of $25 million loan at 4.5% interest over 25 years. And Madam Speaker, the take-up rate has been phenomenal because already they have exceeded the lending of 1.5 billion. And you know why? Because the repayment by the small borrowers has been phenomenal.
Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. The House of Representatives on Tuesday, December 12th, approved a 180-day extension of the zones of special operations, ZOSOs, in 7 areas across Jamaica, which will all expire on June 25 next year. They are Denham Town, West Kingston, Norwood and Mount Salem, St. James, Greenwich Town, Parade Gardens and August Town in St. Andrew, and Savannah Lamar in Westmoreland. On November 21, 2023, the Law Reform, Zones of Special Operations, Special Security and Community Development Measures Amendment Act came into effect. Based on the amendments, the requirement to seek an extension of the zones every 60 days has been increased to 180 days. In his remarks, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, said the work within the 7 ZOSOs has transformed the communities and restored a sense of dignity to the residents. According to him, the documented successes within the zones are not just infrastructural transformation, but have been evidenced in human capital development. He said this year, a greater emphasis has been placed on behavioral and developmental changes in the lives of the beneficiaries in the designated zones. And Dr. Chang said with a greater focus on case management and psychosocial support services, the mental and emotional well-being of citizens are being treated as critical for crime reduction and diversion. He also informed that the first child adolescent counseling and family service unit is being established in St. James. Dr. Chang further stated that while progress in the zones continues to be achieved, this has not been without its own inherent challenges. He said the joint forces have to a significant extent maintained security and conducted coordinated internal operations within its boundaries. He said not only will his ministry focus on these 7 communities in which the ZOSOs are currently operating, but that the government will look at how it could expand very rapidly in the new financial year to take services of that type that are available in these zones to the wider communities. Meanwhile, Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs and Member of Parliament for St. James West, Marlene Malahou Fort, has urged members of the security forces operating in zones of special operations, especially in Mount Salem, St. James, to exercise more professionalism while conducting their jobs. Speaking in the House of Parliament yesterday, Mrs. Malahou Fort said reports have come to her to the contrary.
I have received complaints about engagement between the security forces and members of the community. And I just use the opportunity to remind the members of the security force who are carrying out their duties in this space to do so as professionally and as respectfully as possible without compromising the work that they have to do. But the model is premised on the community taking responsibility for its peace, for its safety. I'm proud to say, Madam Speaker, that the Mount Salem zone has seen a remarkable transformation, and I look forward to the community members doing their part a little more.
Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs and Member of Parliament for St. James West, Marlene Malahou Fort. And a 48-hour curfew imposed in sections of Trenchtown, Kingston 12. Yesterday remains in effect until 6 p.m. tomorrow, December 14. The boundaries of the curfew are north along 7th Street and Upper 1st Street intersection to the intersection of Ralph Lane and 7th Street. South along Spanish Town Road from the intersection of Milk Lane to the intersection of Spanish Town Road and West Road. East along Ralph Lane to the intersection of Metcalf Street to the intersection of Milk Lane and onto the intersection of Milk Lane and Spanish Town Road. West along West Road from the intersection of West Road and Spanish Town Road to the intersection of Upper 1st Street and West Road to the intersection of Upper 1st Street and 7th Street. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises for 48 hours unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. Finally, 47-year-old Delroy Rodney, the taxi operator charged with the deaths of 5 people in Westmoreland last month, was yesterday offered bail in the sum of $7 million with 1, 2, or 3 sureties. Rodney, who is from Belmont, is accused of causing death by dangerous driving. When he appeared in the Westmoreland circuit yesterday, among the conditions imposed with his bail is a stop order, including surrendering of his travel documents to the police. Rodney is also barred from driving while on bail and mandated to report to the Bluefields police station in the parish on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays between the hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Justice Day, who presided in admitting the accused public passenger operator to bail, said based on the statements, Rodney surrendered to the police in a reasonable time, although he fled the scene of the accident. You are listening to news on NRP Radio, your primary Christian source for news, sports, and the weather on nrpmediaja.com. Reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
Celebrating 3 years since our inception, the NRP brand of radio and other social media platforms on NRP Media JA is your newest online platform accessible for the promotion of your church and community activities along with news and sports related information. It's the platform you have been longing for. So call us today at 876-336-9928 or email us at nationalreligiousmediaja@gmail.com.
NRP Media and Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
And now for our sports stories. On cricket, England led a dominant position slip as they fell to a 4-wicket defeat by West Indies in the opening game of the T20 series in Bridgetown. Captain Josh Butler and Phil Salt took the tourists to 77 for naught at the end of power play, and that became 112 for 2 at the halfway stage before England collapsed in the second half of the innings to be bowled out for 171. Andre Russell, making his first West Indies appearance since November 2021, was the pick of the bowlers, taking 3 for 19, while Romario Shepherd also impressed with figures of 2 for 22. The Windies also made a flying start to their innings before being pegged back, with England leg spinner Adil Rashid taking his 100th T20 international wicket in his 100th match. After a brief delay for rain, Rehan Ahmad ramped up the pressure on the host with 2 wickets in 2 balls, only for West Indies to hit back again through the experienced pair of Captain Rovman Powell and Russell. With the required rate rising, Powell smacked Liam Livingstone for back-to-back sixes to put the home side back in the ascendancy, and with Russell soon joining the fun, West Indies ruthlessly finished the job. Powell ended unbeaten on 31 from 15 balls, and Russell hit the winning runs with 11 balls to spare to finish 29 not out from 14. The teams now head to Grenada for the second T20 on Thursday, with the West Indies 1-0 up in the 5-match series. Finally, athletics. Former 800-meter European champion Lindsay Sharp has retired from athletics, saying she has given it everything. I'm willing to give mentally, physically, and financially. Sharp, 33, made a comeback in January from injury and childbirth after more than 3 years away from the track. The Scot has now called time on her career after months of deliberation. She said juggling athletics with motherhood is not something you can do half-hearted. Announcing her retirement, the double Olympian and former Commonwealth Games silver medalist wrote on Instagram, and I quote, "Throughout my career, I was often asked about the sacrifices I had made to be an athlete. I never saw these life choices as sacrifices. I didn't want to spend my time doing anything else," unquote, she said. That's sports in our NRP Evening News Roundup, brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston.
Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 908-0962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass. Quality service is our priority.
We promise to bring you a good news story as often as we can. If you know of or are aware of any event or person whose good story we should highlight, please send this information to our email address at nationalreligious.media@gmail.com or call 876-336-9928. That's the local news and sports. Stand by now for the latest international news, courtesy of the Voice of America.
This is VOA News. I'm Joe Ramsey. All 198 nations present at the COP28 Climate Summit in Dubai signed a historic deal on Wednesday. It calls on all countries to transition away from the main driver of climate change, but more than 100 countries have lobbied for stronger language to fully phase out fossil fuels, as Henry Ridgewell reports.
Jean Su of the Center for Biological Diversity said the language of the text was too weak.
The new text includes cavernous loopholes that will allow for the oil and gas industry to continue.
Scientists say we need to cut greenhouse gas emissions by 43% in just 6 years to meet the target of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. It remains to be seen whether this COP28 deal marks a turning point or another missed opportunity. Henry Ridgewell, VOA News, London.
Israel
Frontier. Pick up presenter.
That was the latest international news brought to you by the Voice of America. Now for the weather report and forecast. The National Met Service is reporting that there is a significant feature of a trough across Jamaica. The trough is expected to remain across the island for the rest of this week. In our 24-hour forecast, tonight and tomorrow morning will be partly cloudy. Tomorrow afternoon, expect isolated showers across northern parishes and hilly areas elsewhere. 3-day forecast after tomorrow, Friday. Expect morning showers across northeastern parishes, otherwise partly cloudy. Isolated afternoon showers across western parishes and hilly areas elsewhere. Saturday, partly cloudy morning, isolated afternoon showers and thunderstorms across the western parishes. Cloudy with periods of showers and thunderstorms across most parishes on Sunday. Other current regional weather features: a stationary front across the northwestern Caribbean. Minimum temperatures expected for Kingston tonight, 25 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperature expected for Montego Bay tonight, also 25 degrees Celsius. That is the latest weather report and forecast in the NRP Evening News Roundup.
And just to let you know that the time now on NRP Radio is 7 o'clock.
With that, we have come to the end of our news presentation this evening. But before we go, here are the headlines once again. Changes to several Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, operated routes in the new year. Tourism Minister hails agri-linkages exchange for generating more than $1 billion in sales for small farmers so far this year. House of Representatives approves a 180-day extension of the zones of special operations now in operation. 47-year-old taxi operator charged with the deaths of 5 people in Westmoreland last month granted $7 million bail. And in sport, former 800-meter European champion Lindsay Sharp has retired from athletics. The full information package today came to you courtesy of NRP Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
Celebrating 3 years since our inception, the NRP brand of radio and other social media platforms on NRP Media JA is your newest online platform accessible for the promotion of your church and community activities along with news and sports related information. It's the platform you have been longing for. So call us today at 876-336-9928 or email us at nationalreligiousmedia.ja@gmail.com.
NRP Media and Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
Here is your invitation to join us again tomorrow morning at 6:30 for the NRP Break of Day newscast. Remember too, we invite your feedback to this newscast via WhatsApp at 876-336-9928 or on any of the platforms that you're listening. We invite you to also subscribe to our YouTube channel at NRP Media JA and click on the notification bell. The same applies to our Facebook pages at NRP Media JA and under the name LEAON Nash. Our radio platform at nrpmediaja.com is always operating 24/7, 365 days per year for your listening pleasure. Join this growing medium. Feel fulfilled and informed. I am Lou Ann Bramwell Shakes for the NRP News. Have a good rest of your evening. Drive with other road users in mind and for your own family's sake. Please stay safe.
Four Seasons Sports and Equipment, the Sports Closet, now located at shop number 3, Leaders Plaza, Nashville, Mandeville, Manchester. Call them today at 876-613-7429. Cellular phone 876-363-8323 or 876-546-0630. Yes, you asked for it and now you